What advice would you give to fellow clinicians who wanted to create legacy beyond the bedside?
Legacy comes when we are living what we are built for. So make sure that whatever you are doing really fires you up. Really check in for the internal and external signs of alignment. And, those internal signs are often the excitement, enthusiasm, feeling peace, feeling the full body yes. A yes in your mind, a yes in your heart, a yes in the gut, and your instincts telling you this is going to be a really good thing for you. And navigating and moving in the direction that is guiding you to.
You're listening to Clinical Investment Insider, where clinical leaders share how they moved from the bedside to the boardroom without abandoning their calling. Whether you're exploring your first healthcare investment, evaluating a board role, or ready to build capital that creates meaning, this episode is for you. Subscribe for weekly conversations with healthcare leaders building what lasts.
I'm your host, Sabrina Rombach. Today's guest is Shawna Smith, the co-founder of Health Board Advisors, has built 56 companies alongside visionary leaders from biotech executives to political donors. After experiencing healthcare's failure firsthand, Shawna now architects founder-investor matches, builds high-performance teams, and structures deals that scale healthcare innovation. While proven, success doesn't require sacrificing well-being for impact. Shawna, I am so honored for you to join us today, and I would love to just dive right into our questions. So we would love for you to tell us what made you expand from in that clinical arena into the healthcare investment, startup growth, board seat, those things that are more business mind side of healthcare.
I think it's a natural progression of things when, a lot of clinician provider personality types, we're always striving for optimizing, making things more efficient, seeing the problem, wanting to create a solution. And that's really where the transition came for me, is that I was working with working with my clients directly, getting the physical results, but feeling like I want to reach more people. I really want to, like, this work is so impactful and I want to really help with more people, and helping more people find peace, find health, find fulfillment in their lives. And so as you get into reaching more, that's where you get into the business world. And when you get into the business world, you realize I've been a service provider, and a service provider is not the same thing as being a business owner. And then, you're also in more of a position where you can invest in things, hiring teams, hiring experts, things like that. But then there's this learning curve that comes with those two things too. What's actually a good and wise use of your time, your money, your resources to help build the impact that you're trying to build. So that's what inevitably led me to where I am today in what I've learned about how to invest resources, time, energy wisely, and discerning what's on path and what is going to actually help me fulfill the legacy I'm here to create.
For sure, it's that one-to-many effect. Clinicians are often wait for the patients that come to us. Whether you are from a large hospital system or individually, it's still we max out our daily hours. There's only so much we can do with the time that we have. Instead of how can we create and help to lead innovations that are already one-to-many, right? Those are impacting hundreds and thousands and millions of lives. And to be able to do that with the creativity and be able to transfer our expertise. I believe sometimes people have the false belief that clinicians are just bad at business because it was never taught. However, there are many people that realizing you don't have to actually know everything about business. You just needed to be in the arena, just like Health Board Advisors, with the people that we have other experts that knows marketing, sales, branding, that knows HR, talent acquisition. What you are doing so good that other people don't have are the clinical background. So we can be the forefront of determining the product development, the customer journey of how do you engage with the patients, the caregivers, the clinicians, the admin people that we see every day. So that part become even more helpful in that area as you discover yourself. Now, we also know this journey have taught us many lessons. So for you, as you are investing and taking these board seats, what is something that you felt like that you learned truly elevated you and made it something different in your life personally or professionally?
Yeah, it's been definitely an educational journey. And I feel like the thing that stood out the most, especially in this arena, because accolades, the letters behind your name, these things really stand out. There were two big moments for me. One goes way back when, I started in massage therapy personal training. So less of the, extended education side of the field. And when my husband was going through medical school and he was learning anatomy, and I realized, hey, that's the same anatomy I learned. And I think, sometimes you just think, oh, these doctors know so much more than the rest of us. And really, it's the amount of time that we've all put into studying and educating. So fast forwarding several years later, into business and those types of things, I learned that there's a lot about business and a lot about team building and culture and these other things that's actually not even taught in business school. And so it was helpful for me to see that there's really the two different sides. There's the value of your education and, the foundation it provides, but then there's also the value of these intangible experiences, insights, intuitive guidance that we have. And when you bring them both together, that's where you create powerful impact.
Yeah, it's that combination of impact. We always believe in that collaborative impact. It's not a single subject matter expert. You have your domain expertise, but for us to truly scale any business, have those multidimensional idea of your human capital, social capital, and intellectual capital. So we need to be able to step into that. So what are the work that you're doing nowadays, and what kind of opportunities are you able to actively look for?
Well, one of the reasons that I co-founded Health Board Advisors and why I'm excited about the work we're doing there in conjunction with my other companies is that it's really about bringing the right people together. So whether it's building a team or putting together a board of advisors or curating a community of people who are driven and intended really to change the world, especially change healthcare, then that's where I come in. So I'm the people expert, and really knowing and understanding who is this person, what are they meant to do here on the earth at this time in this place, what is in alignment for their gifts and their strengths, and what are the potential pitfalls that you're going to see in working with that person, and as a team, what are some of the potential pitfalls this team will face. My area has really gone into building those high performance teams, building culture that creates high performance teams and high performance results.
Now that we're talking about high performance team, I think there's many different spectrum on when it comes to that, because people will believe high performance teams are more of the sports arena, right? That physical piece of high performance, the strength, the agility, and also the mind side of resilience, right? The perform beyond what you sabotaging your own success and going to some realm of, we know entrepreneurship is a big roller coaster. So how can you create that high level? And I think that's why we even have our impact award. We testing and we give founders the funding, the media exposure, all that. But through the process, we really can see whether a founder are great to be coached, they're listening, they follow details, and when things are not going right, are they the complainers, or they figure out solution and they recognize it's something that they have to take accountability for and keep going, right? And all of this is really collaborative thinking and growth. And so then we can properly vet the right opportunities for our entire network of people. Now, how do you believe Health Board Advisor is different from any other ecosystem of, let's say, accelerator or just a network of experts?
There's a real magic in health board advisors. And if you come to the masterminds, we've had so many people comment on it because when you're in the room, you can feel the difference. These people are literally destined, it's part of their makeup to change healthcare. So if you want to make that impact in the future of healthcare, you are tired of the way you're seeing it be done, this is the place, this is the space. These people, they're all destined, they're meant for it. Like it's part of their purpose to create this impact. And you can feel it's very palpable in the room, bringing those thought leaders together as we're building a new world, building the systems. And I think, when you referenced high performance, the resilience is a huge factor here, because when you're doing something that hasn't been done before, when you're changing the status quo, you're going to get shaken up in every area of your life. And so Health Board Advisors is about supporting these people in every area of their lives in a strong community where we can all forge this future together.
For sure, it's about how we all come together to forge this path. And now we are always in the position of understanding people's expertise, what they can give, but also we would love to give back. So how can the entire Health Board Advisors community support you in what you're working on next?
So my next goal and objective is to really help and support some of these bigger companies and the people behind them who want to reinvest back into the wellness of themselves, their team, their family in a way that also impacts and grows revenue. So we have a whole system program that we put into place so that it's part of that tax write-off that goes back into your people, back into the strength and the core and the culture of your company that gets those results financially, as well as in your vitality, in your health of your team members and your family members. And so that's where I'm looking for those kinds of companies that want to make that change.
Yeah, I believe many people know when you're thinking about capital, it's not just financial capital, and financial capital also come from all the other capital, right? We mentioned human capital, social capital, and those are our different ecosystem really we're building. So for you is looking at how can you get tax credit even from a family trip that are able to help to grow your ecosystem of business. And there are plenty of tax credit for those of you guys that have plenty of employees. You can give us employee benefits and then use those money to retain these amazing talents so they don't leave you. So we are so excited for you to be here. This is Sabrina Rumbach with amazing Shawna Smith. And link and resources are in our show note below. And we are at the Clinical Investment Insider powered by Health Board Advisor, where clinical insights meets strategic capital. Keep building what lasts, everyone.
If our conversation resonated, share it with another clinician exploring what's next beyond practice. And if you want to explore what it looks like to invest with intention and advise with influence, visit healthboardadvisors.com to explore membership. We connect physician investors with vetted healthcare startups and match you with opportunities aligned to your expertise and goals, from seed to scale.